All right, guys. Here's an update on our Kings and Kaisers 1.53. We are now starting turn 6. Okay, so I'm going to go from the Germans because we already did the Austrian front end. So the Germans at this time took everybody, moved it back into Bulgaria, or made them to Belgium, and built some here. Meanwhile, they wound up going from Poland and moving all the way into Belarus, which is still contested. He took two transports that he had, and he landed one in Finland and tried to do two into Russia. If you look, there's only one there, so he hit a landmine, lost his two guys. So he had a chance with two cavalry to take that, but it's what happens. So, but if you look at it, Russia is still, they only control 1, 2, 3, 4. They got control of 5, which is what they got to have at the end of the turn. But I still got a lot of tacking to do. So I might be able to hold off one more turn. So I know this turn, I think they just got to control 4 or 5. 4, I think, for turn 6. China is done. He is down to two provinces. He pulled back. There's nothing he can do for China. Japan is starting to expand out now that Germany pulled away. So I took Hong Kong back for the British. Brought all my fleet down here, waiting for his fleet to come back, but I doubt it. The Americans are in the war now, and they took German New Guinea? So away from the Germans. Over here, the Germans went ahead and landed in Chile, activated that, got his 2 transports here with his guys, brought his fleet over here by the Falkland Islands. I'm bringing my fleet down to hopefully counter, and the Americans are coming to help France, hopefully. So we're waiting to see if he's going to try to sneak up to New Mexico, but he won't be able to. So he's a little bit farther away, and I've got my fleet to counter anything he gets close. Over here, we had a little sub battle and stuff. He attacked my 2 subs and wound up losing badly. He lost a couple subs. I'll show you the casualties here in a minute. But he pulled out, and his fleet is down to 3 or 4 subs. I think he even took he's got the one up there. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 subs, a dreadnought, and 2 cruisers. So I'm slowly building back up the British fleet. Down here, Italians are holding their own. They tried to sneak in with to take Troll, but wound up drawing blanks on it and just sitting there contesting it. So it's kind of stable right now with Italy taking that big gamble earlier, trying to hold back, rebuild back up. But since the Austrians are all worried about Russia, and they went down here and they took Greece and Albania, so that's helping them out. And they built a sub last turn for their little fleet here. I'm convoying the shit out of the Ottomans and them, Austria-Hungary. Ottomans are collecting 11. So I put a big push. The object was just really put the hurts on the Ottoman. The British are still trying to hold off on it. He brought the Austrian-Hungary down to the Caucasus, but it depends on where they go to try to take more territories. I'm going to hit them. So we'll see. Meanwhile, the Germans are solding up to the Union of South Africa. He's got a nice little force. He's building every day. And the French are coming down with whatever French force I had. The Italians are starting to beat up on the the Ottoman territory. So that's about it. So I'm trying to take my goal is to take away as much from the Ottomans as I can. The Russia controls these 2 territories. They took them. So, but other than that, these are moving over. That's it. It's been a really good game. So we're going to see what happens. Here, I'll show you the casualties from turn 5. There was a lot of them. So hang on, let me get a piece of paper here because the guys are sticking to my little pad here. So, plus you can probably see them better. But these are the casualties. Turn 5. You know, there's a lot of Germans. You know, a lot of Austria-Hungary. There's some Ottomans. There's Ottomans and Austria-Hungary. Pretty close in color though. Here's the Russians casualties. So there was a big fight for Poland, you know. So, but he finally controlled it. But the Germans are they lost the transport. They lost a couple subs. You know, they lost a big portion by you know. There's the Russians over here. Russians lost a lot of troops, but they had a lot of fight to try to take back a lot of territories. So, but anyway, a couple neutral powers were taken over. But yeah, pretty well. You know, the Chinese are Civil War is kind of over for the Chinese. So there's some more Germans. You know, that doesn't include how many chips. You know, but there's the British only lost basically in our, well, there's some in chips. I might just start taking the chips and putting guys in to make sure. But there's the casualties. All right, now we're on to turn 6, which we're going to do probably around 7 o'clock tonight. All right, later from the command center.